And welcome to Graphic Content, Episode 3 from Season 1. It is your host, the great Muji. This week we're going to be talking about Halloween 3. We've already covered Part 1 and Part 2. The Halloween 3 comic came out in 2001, 2 years after Halloween 2. And this one is actually set after Halloween H2O, so the movie actually came out in between. So obviously that kind of changed the dynamic of what they were going to have to write. Added a bunch of stuff, obviously, to the canon. We're set 2 years, and last time we saw Tommy Doyle, he had been apprehended and was being held against his will in Smith's Grove. This one starts out with Tommy there, and then we see Dr. Wynn, aka the Man in Black, aka the leader of the Thorn Cult, aka the nobody taught him how to drive guy from Halloween 1, aka someone who got fucking murdered in Halloween 5, or sorry, Halloween 6. He's dead, but he's in this comic for whatever fucking reason. They decided he was still alive. Well, he decides to sacrifice Tommy Doyle, why not? And Tommy Doyle makes his escape. He decides he's not gonna get fucking sacrificed, and of course he has to do it the classic way. He lets all the prisoners out and drives the car off just like Mike in Halloween 1, because if there weren't going to be just recycled scenes from the old Halloween movies, especially Halloween 1 of these comics, then what the fuck are we doing here? Then we find out that this comic is really more about Lindsay Wallace than Tommy Doyle. It's kind of transferred, she's the heroine in it. While he's been in Smith's Grove, Tommy has given Lindsay the secret location of the Loomis diary. So now she's come back to Haddonfield to do some investigation. If you remember at the end of Halloween H2O, we presume that Michael had his head cut off and was dead. So she thinks it's safe to come back into town. Of course we know that it's not. So she comes back, she's a reporter from Chicago, she's back in town, she's investigating all the Myers murders. Of course, Mike finds out she's in town. He decides to dig up the bodies of like Annie, Brackett, and some other people, and kind of just redoes the scene from Halloween 1 where Lindsay discovers everybody laying in her bed. Michael's chasing them all off. Tommy Doyle shows up to make the save at the last second. Lindsay scoots away and gets chased all the way over to the Myers house, where she goes upstairs, and for some reason all of Judith's things are still there. This is over 20 years later, and her mirror, her chair, her hairbrush, it's all just set in the room. Nobody decided to move all the stuff from the murder scene. So she decides to set up the mirror and act like she's Judith. She's like, this will get Mike. Doesn't work. Tommy pops up to make the save at the last second. They get into a big altercation. Tommy pulls the mask off, and it's another big twist. It's Laurie Strode. Now she's the killer. So they fall out the window. Tommy's dead. They get Laurie under arrest, and now the evil's been transferred to Laurie. And that's the way they ended. They obviously didn't know that Halloween Resurrection was coming up just a couple years later, where Laurie was gonna bite the dust, and we're, kind of would have made this a complete comic invalid. But once again, fun comic. I recommend go out and get it. It's out of print. You're gonna have to get on eBay. You're gonna have to pay 20 bucks. But you'll love Halloween, so you don't care how good it is. You gotta have it in your collection. There's still some stuff in there worth seeing. It's some fun little stuff, especially since it came out in a year where there were no Halloween movies. So if you were like young Muji, then anything that had the word Halloween on it, you would just buy because you were so itching for the next thing to come out. But that's going to be it for episode 3 of Graphic Content, and we'll see you next time.
Nah.
5 fucking fingers? No, 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 no. That was a crane kick. That was the balls. To the balls. To the balls. And he's out of here.